Troll Slayers. Troll Slayers are really nice. Well, they do have an armor value of 8, which in other teams would be considered high, in most teams actually. But among the dwarves, well, their armor value is the least, is the lowest. Their movement, well, 5 is not that great, but still they can get things done. They have normal strength, which is 3, and as most dwarves, they have 2 agility, which means they're not really good at dodging. However, they do come with the skill block. So when you roll both downs results, they can ignore it and stay in place, while if their opponent doesn't have the block skill, well, they'll go down. Thick Skull is really nice, since if you roll an injury roll, a KO result, they will treat it, well, on a roll of 8 on the injury table, they will treat it as a stun result. In other words, they'll stay on the pitch. Of course, it'll take them one more turn to get up, but still, they'll still be on the pitch and be able to help, which is never a bad thing, of course. Dauntless is a really nice skill. I explained it in the tutorial. Basically, if I were to attack an ogre, ogres have 5 strength, and my Troll Slayer, who would be alone in this example, has 3 strength. So, since his strength is lower than the defender's, that means that the opponent would roll 2 dice and choose the result. And that's always trouble for you. But the Dauntless skill, what you well, I'll read here the explanation. So when you attempt to block an opponent who is stronger than you roll a 6-sided die, and you add it to your strength. So if the total is equal or lower than the opponent's strength, you use your normal strength. However, if the total is greater, then it acts as if you had the same strength. So in this case, it would act as if you had 5 strength. And this can really help you in a lot of situations, and sometimes it can save you if you're in trouble and a bit desperate for, a game-changing block. And finally, they have the Frenzy skill. Basically, the Frenzy skill means that if you block an opponent and push them away, but they do not fall on the ground, then your player will automatically block again. So in theory, it's possible to basically push the player during the first block, and the second block, well, you can succeed or miss your action. So it can have good or bad results. It depends on the placement of your other players. But usually it's really nice, because often the opponent will try to avoid the sidelines, since as I've shown in the tutorial, it's easy to throw a player in the stands, and there's a pretty good chance they'll be hurt severely. So the players with the Frenzy skills have really an advantage, as they can block or blitz players who were not next to the sideline but one tile away, and they can still push them out of bounds. So yeah, I like that, by the way, but the opponent wouldn't, of course. So here you see that they cost 90,000, which is relatively high, but still they're really good players, so I'll buy at least one. Usually a good idea is to try to buy a complete team. What I mean by that is that you should have a little bit of everything. And once you've finished, getting the basics, you have the basics down, then you look at what money you have left and, well, you splurge a little bit. So, next are the blitzers. The blitzers have the same move as the troll slayers, same strength, however, they're more agile. So, you'll probably rely on them and the runners, as I'll cover a little bit later, to pick up the ball. They also have 9 of armor value, which is very good. And they come with thick skull, like other dwarves, and the skill block as well. So these are very good players to have. They cost 80,000. They're well worth the money. So I'll buy at least one. Then I'll go look at runners. Runners, well, they have more move than everyone else in the team, 6, which, to be fair, is very low. They have 3 strength, like other players in the team. They also have 3 agility, which means they're good at handling the ball, well, better than the rest of the team. And they also have an armor value of 8, just like the troll slayers. So they're a little bit fragile, but not much. They do have the thick skull skill and the sure hand skills, which gives them the ability to re-roll in case they try to pick up the ball and fail. So that's always good to have. Well, the only problem with these players is that they don't have block nor tackle. So you'll probably have to give them those skills once you level up. Still, I'll buy one since it's important to have someone who can carry the ball. And then you have the linemen. Well, they're called blockers here, but they're equivalent of linemen for dwarves. They have pretty pitiful movement 4, normal strength 3, they have bad agility at 2, and very good armor at 9. So they're very, they're durable, they're very durable linemen. But what makes them great is that they come with the block skill and the tackle skill, plus the thick skull. This means that when they try to block an elf or a goblin, a halfling, or anyone with the skill dodge, it will counteract the skill dodge and they will go to the ground. So when you roll, you'll see that little explosion with the exclamation